Okay, okay, okay. Hey YouTube, I am back. Just wanted to drop a quick video for the games tomorrow. I I'm on the road, so I don't got my setup, but I just wanted to get this out quick. So I went 4 to 5 today, so I had a good day. Um, my money line parlay hit with Kentucky and Texas Tech. Utah State ended up winning against Villanova. I think they won by double digits in the end or close to it. Clemson took a L. They didn't look good at all versus Iowa. That game was not too great, but that was my only loss of the day. And then we had Miami winning by also close to double digits or around double digits in the end to Missouri. They pulled away at the end. It was pretty close though. And then we had Furman covering the 20.5 against UConn. So like a lot of the favorites actually demolished today. So I was kind of nervous going into Furman, but that was like the one favorite that didn't just crush their opponent. So was pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead and get into the games for tomorrow. The first game is St. Louis versus Michigan. I thought I would be all over Michigan in this game, but like just looking at the 12.5, like Michigan has like all these teams are just shaky to me right now. All these top teams like Duke, Michigan. The only one who I trust is Arizona. So I'm like tempted to take St. Louis just because of how much I thought I was gonna like Michigan, and I don't have them covering this number in any sample whatsoever. So I have no reason to lay this number with Michigan. St. Louis, I also don't believe in, but maybe they can have another good game shooting. Like they were hitting a lot of shots when they just played. So eh, I'm skeptical, but I definitely can't ride Michigan here as much as I want to. So I'm probably not going to touch this because I'm not going to back St. Louis against Michigan. I just can't do that either. So probably going to pass. Next game, Louisville versus Michigan State. This is another game I thought I was going to love Michigan when I saw it. I was like, ooh, I'm going to end up getting on that and fade Louisville after their win, but I'm like not getting to this number at all. I have these teams as pretty even in all the samples. So yeah, I'm like thinking about taking Louisville now. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't think Michigan State will cover this number. I think that they win this game, but yeah, I'm not going to touch this one either because Louisville could get hot shooting and keep it a close game or possibly win, but Michigan State could also end up destroying them. So I'm just kind of stumped on the two Michigan games, so I'm not gonna touch the early games. I'm just gonna get my sleep and not even probably be on either of these. I can't back the Michigans tomorrow as much as I actually wanted to before. So hopefully my intuition isn't right. I don't miss out on this, but can't do it. Next game, TCU versus Duke. This is another game that I mean, you could get 12.5 with TCU when this opens, so a lot of money did go into TCU, which makes me want to take them, but I don't really fade Duke. I just don't need to do that. I mean, Duke coming off of such a question, like a couple questionable games, I'm just like, oof, they might just come in here and whoop TCU. Like TCU is off a good run. They barely beat Ohio. I mean, they barely beat Ohio State. It's not like they destroyed Ohio State. Pretty sure they won by 2 points, and like Ohio State didn't even get a shot off at the end when they probably maybe they couldn't have. There was like only 4 seconds, but it's not like they just went in there and dominated Ohio State. So I'm not gonna really be willing to back TCU against Duke here, but and I am tempted to take Duke here, honestly. Like, I really am tempted to just lay it with Duke and watch them destroy TCU because I think a lot of people are looking at them right now like, oh, this team is not going to even be able to make it another round in the tournament. But it's like, I mean, they're missing just their point guard and they are missing a pretty good big, but I don't really. I don't think that they're gonna like have an issue with TCU here. I think that they bounce back off that questionable game versus Siena, and they come out and win by double digits. So I lean Duke here. I don't know that I'll actually be willing to get involved. If I could get a 10.5, I would, but I highly doubt that there will be 10.5. I mean, let's see. Yeah, Duke minus 11.5 is still minus 110. So I'm considering Duke here, which is crazy, but I feel like now it's the point where everybody is looking at them like they're mid, and I just think it might be a buy low, even though it's a pretty big number. So thinking Duke, but we'll see what I do. Next game, Texas A&M versus Houston. I'm not getting Houston covering this number really, but in recent samples, I kind of am. So makes me want to back Texas A&M because I do think they're like on a strong bounce back. They just played amazing versus St. Mary's, who, isn't really. I mean, I don't think St. Mary's is that good. That's kind of why I backed Texas A&M in the first place last game, but it was an impressive game by Texas A&M for sure. So I honestly think they come in here and give Houston problems and hold this game close. So I like Texas A&M plus the 10.5 versus Houston. It sounds crazy, but I might end up being on that. I think that they put up a fight against Houston here. Over under is this is the wrong over under. It's actually 142, which 142 is a little bit low on this. Like I might even be interested in an over. But it's like, hey, Houston could lock them down and make it hard for them. So Houston is unpredictable. I don't really like fading them, so I might not. I probably won't do it, but I like Texas A&M plus the 10.5. Next game, VCU plus 11.5 versus Illinois. I think Illinois will probably destroy them. I have them covering this easily in recent samples. Yeah, if you like go back to some other samples that include games from early season play. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't really have them covering it despite the strength of schedule being similar. So that's kind of a turn off for me, but I also would like to fade VCU off that absolutely insane comeback. I mean, they're just due to start missing shots, and at this point, they just had an insane half and like a 15 plus point comeback, and I would kind of want to fade VCU here. I mean, I don't know. They're pretty good, but I think Illinois' offense just goes crazy one last time this season in this game. Like in the trailing recent samples, they're versing way harder teams and covering this number. So I like Illinois. I wish I could get it at minus 10.5. I wonder if that's around. I'll look around for that because I do see Illinois. Maybe there is a 10.5 left. Let me double check. Yeah, so there's a 10.5 actually available. I might grab that, to be honest. I think I will. So I'll most likely be on Illinois minus 10.5 though. Just want to make that clear because at one point might make or break you. So I'm gonna look into that. If I can get the 10.5, I'm gonna grab it after this. All right, next game, Texas versus Gonzaga. So in this game, I like Gonzaga. It's tough because second half of the season, I don't really have them covering this number. In recent samples, they're just barely covering it. But if you look at the away samples and the samples versus the best teams in their schedule, and even the overall samples, we have Gonzaga covering it. So I think Gonzaga has a great game here off of some recent performance that wasn't too impressive. I think they have a breakout game here and destroy Texas. Texas has been super hot the last couple games, so I think that their run ends here, and this is the spot where Gonzaga just establishes themselves in the tournament. So I'll probably be on Gonzaga minus the 6.5. I'll be looking for better numbers and I'll post my picks in the morning that I officially went with, but I'm looking at Illinois and Gonzaga hard right now. Even like Texas A&M. All right, let's keep it moving. Next game is Nebraska Vanderbilt. See, in this game, I have it just as a pick 'em, so I'm just not gonna get involved with this because I'm not sure. Like I like Vanderbilt, but I'm not sure if I even have a good reason to think Vanderbilt. I just think again teams that are just relying on the three, like Nebraska is, they could easily slip up and get destroyed by a team like Vanderbilt. So I'm not really willing to bet that that happens here. Like if I was seeing Vanderbilt performing better in any of these samples, I maybe would go for it, but it's just like, I don't. So I don't really know who's gonna win this game. And I'm not gonna just take a guess on it, so I'm gonna skip this. Next game, High Point versus Arkansas. I really want to fade High Point here and just lay the 11.5 with Arkansas, but it is a lot. This opened up at like 13.5, but that was just some pretty ridiculous stuff that was going on versus Wisconsin. I don't know about that. Like, yeah, I guess like it's not like their shooting percentages were too crazy, but it was just like the fact that that kid was just chucking those up. He was just chucking those up. So I don't think that strategy is going to work out at all versus Arkansas. I mean, I think Arkansas's offense is so much better than Wisconsin's, and I mean, maybe their defense isn't like looking amazing, but these are all versus, I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's hard to say, like, but I have them basically 11.5 points better second half of season, and in recent play versus a way harder schedule. If you look at the trailing games, we're looking at Wisconsin beating way better teams by, I mean Wisconsin. We're looking at Arkansas beating way better teams by this number on average the last like 10 games or so. So I like Arkansas to absolutely destroy this team off of that crazy win that they just got versus Wisconsin and just like completely rain on their parade here. A lot of people are on them again. Definitely don't see them as a live dog at all. I think that they can't hit their shots here off this just outrageous run they've been on, and Arkansas just goes off. I think Arkansas like is pretty good. I think they'll ultimately lose to Arizona, but I think they have another one last great game, so I'm leaning Arkansas. If I could get a better number, I'm definitely gonna be on that, but I'm looking at them too. Okay. Next game is an NIT game. It's Dayton at UNC Wilmington. So for this game, this one's tough because Dayton does have the more impressive body of work, for sure. Like looking at overall, looking at second half of season, looking at trailing few, like Dayton is playing, 3 to 6 points better across those samples. But they're going on the road where they don't play very well. So it's like we have a Dayton team that's going on the road and playing a team that plays really well on the road. So it's like I have UNC Wilmington 4 points better in the home versus away sample, and I have them 2 points better in the ranked sample over off to the right. So looking at their samples versus teams that are kind of like the best ones on their schedule, UNC Wilmington has a slight edge. So I got Dayton are like under 2 points winning this game by 2 points or less. So for that reason, I like UNC Wilmington. It's just like interesting how much better Dayton performed in these other samples. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But I do honestly lean UNC Wilmington, and I kind of do want to go and fade Dayton here. Just on the road, I don't think they'll play good. I don't think they'll hit their shots, and I think UNC Wilmington will get into a groove at home. And I mean, I just think UNC Wilmington will be able to hold them off here. They got some size on them too, and they can hit shots too. So I like UNC Wilmington, honestly. I might end up grabbing them, but this is a tough one because I do think the line is pretty good. So we'll see what I do. Last game, Liberty at Nevada. Yeah, this game, I honestly want to take Nevada. I honestly think that Nevada destroys them at home. I got this number at like 6.8 tops, which is like, ooh, dang, that makes me kind of not want to touch it, but it is crazy because Liberty did shock me with their last win against George Mason, but I think that there's a chance George Mason is just horrendous. So the games are tough today. I don't really know what I'm gonna end up on. I'm gonna sleep on it and see what numbers I get, but it's some tough ones here. So like I have Nevada covering this number in a couple of the samples, but it's pretty close. So I do kind of think that they lock them down on defense and run away with this, especially at home. So I'm definitely leaning Nevada here. I'm leaning the home teams in both of these NIT games here, so I'm gonna see if I end up grabbing them, but I also don't mind an under in this Nevada game. But I think Liberty's defense has some trouble with Nevada in this game at home, and I think that they are not able to hit their shots at nearly the rate that they just were hitting them versus George Mason. And yeah, I like Nevada. All right, so not sure exactly what I'll be on, but the games that I like are I like Texas A&M plus the 10.5. I like Duke laying points against DCU, honestly, but I doubt I'll do it. I like Illinois laying the points against VCU. I like Texas laying the points. I mean, I like Gonzaga laying the points against Texas. This game, I don't know. This Nebraska Vanderbilt not touching. I like Arkansas laying points against High Point. I like UNC Wilmington as the home dog versus Dayton. And I also like Nevada laying the points against Liberty. So that's what I'd like. I'll put what I ultimately get on in the comments. So that will do it. Thank you.